Right now on Discover Oklahoma, the boots with a waiting list a year long, a perfect fix for pie junkies, and the sweet story behind a coffee shop.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. We're coming to you from Ingrid's Kitchen in the heart of Oklahoma City.
This is the place to be right now. When it's a deep freeze outside, you crave comfort food, and that's what they've been serving up here at Ingrid's for more than 35 years.
And the folks here were kind enough to give us a peek behind the curtain, so to speak, and possibly, just maybe, give us the secret to their success. When any restaurant has been open for 35 years, that tells you a lot. Mostly it says people, generations keep coming back simply because the food is good, period. And on occasion, change can be a good thing too, such is the case with Ingrid's Kitchen, which has been around 35 years, but Lee Burrs has been the owner since 2000.
For me to describe it, people always refer to us as the German restaurant, and we are that. That's the basis of what we are. But since I have bought it, we have expanded into much more of a varied and American menu, if you will. We say on our menus European and American, which is more what we are. We still referred to as the German because that's what we originally were, and because of Ingrid and her name.
But Ingrid's is much more now. There's a full-size bakery, deli, bar, and they cater. Originally, there were 6 employees, now there's 40. And oh yes, the menu has expanded as well.
Well, what we've added is expanding the menu tremendously. It's a very small, limited menu, all of which I believe was German. There were a couple of them, like the turkey sandwich and a few American sandwiches, but the menu was mainly bratwurst and schnitzel. Reuben sandwich was on there too.
And needless to say, there's a considerable amount of baked goods here. Cookies, cakes, pies, you name it. The bakers work at night, arriving around 10 in the evening until 7 or so the next morning to get ready for that day. You can literally eat around the world, from Russia to Sweden to Italy. There's even a cookie that just gets down to the basics, sugar. It's all heavenly and some say divine. There's something that will capture your heart and appetite. Now, ever since the restaurant was featured on the very popular Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives program, Ingrid's has had even more customers stop in from around the country.
So the first thing they put, well, what did Guy eat when he was here? So it was the Reuben sandwich and the schnitzel. So, and of course we were very popular for those, were before, but even more so now, you know. Maybe more than the regular menu stuff is the bakery, the pastries and all the sweets. Because not everybody comes in, always eats here, but they come in and get pastries and bread and, you know. So the bakery is maybe mentioned more than some of the other things, but a lot, it's mentioned a lot.
And don't forget, Ingrid's also serves breakfast from 7 to 9 every morning. Whether it's their famous butterflake dinner rolls, famous Reuben sandwich, or many delicious sandwiches, soups, their warm German potato salad, bratwurst, and homemade sauerkraut, the food here is much like the culinary delights of Germany, and the comments from customers are all similar.
People standing in line here, which we normally have at lunchtime, and I'm behind the register, and they'll be talking, and whoever brought them, they will be asking them, well, what should we have, what should we have? And they always say, it doesn't matter because everything here is good. I hear that more probably than anything else. And of course you can't beat that, you know, that's great commentary.
What's more Oklahoma than a good pair of cowboy boots? Well, Quinn Tran's going to take us to Guthrie now to meet a self-proclaimed good old boy who has been handcrafting custom cowboy boots for as long as he can remember.
On 2nd and Harrison in downtown Guthrie sits a rare shop.
Basically, I'm a shop that makes boots now. And who gets to come into a boot shop? Not very many people. So when they get the opportunity, they do.
Raymond Dorwart owns Dorwart Custom Boots. He designs and handcrafts cowboy boots. Raymond has known the ins and outs of cowboy boots ever since he got his first custom-made pair while working on a cattle ranch.
Mail order, and I get these boots, and I paid $425 for these boots in 1977, I believe it was. And that's about what I was making for riding wages, $450 a month. And I liked them so well that I started saving money, and I ordered another pair that less than a year, and they were perfect.
For the past several decades, he's been perfecting the art of boot making.
Them old cowboys knew a lot of stuff, and if you just kept your mouth shut and watched and listened, they'd start showing you a lot of things. And I've been doing it for 32 years, and seriously, I still learn.
He learned quickly what makes custom boots special.
I take and do 8 measurements on each foot and leg, and then I pull out a last, which is these wooden things. I've got 500 some of them around here. And that's as close to that size, bunions and knots and all that stuff, and you make allowances on the last for that also. So when they pull that boot on, they don't have any undue tension where it shouldn't be, or loose and slack where it shouldn't be, or however it is. And so they are fit for them. A lot of my boots are shipped out. But if somebody comes to pick them up, I want them to pull them on, and I want them to walk out of here with them, you know. Don't pull on what they came in on.
Besides the fit, there's flair to each one through the design and colors.
Those rows of stitching, I like the colors of them threads and how they lend to one another, and to the boot top color and to the vamp. As you build one row after another, it's just amazing to me to watch that top change in its perception to you by one row that's a different color and how it relates to the rest of them.
Raymond takes pride in all of his boots, big and small.
It's a very special collection.
He's lost count of how many boots he's produced over the years. Each pair takes an average 48 hours to handcraft. There's a 1-year waiting list, but visitors are always welcome inside the shop to watch Raymond and his apprentice at work.
There's so much of me in that boot. And that sounds kind of silly to verbalize that, in a sense, to me as I'm saying it and hearing it. But you spend so much time working on that thing. It's like, I don't know, like part of you. It still amazes me to take basically stuff like this, flat stuff, wherever you see all this leather, and create something that somebody can pull on and wear, and gives them not only just a tremendous fit on their feet, but that wears well, but it's just a neat deal. The feel of it, I really like the feel of leather. And I would have to say that I really like the smell of leather. Every once in a while I'll have somebody come in and they say, "We could smell the leather down the street and we just had to come in here." And I say, good for you.
Raymond Dorwart doesn't have a website, but he'll gladly take your phone call. You can find his number and his operating hours on our website, travelok.com. Just look for the Discover Oklahoma section.
Well, as you well know, here at Ingrid's they have every baked good imaginable, but a new store we visited focuses on only one thing: pies.
A visit to OKC's Plaza District and the Pie Junkie coming up when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues.
On the road, one never knows what lies ahead. Indubitably, almost every week, one encounters bad form from Sunday drivers.
Sheer rudeness begets the occasional fender bender.
Precisely why we have insurance from AAA.
Hear, hear.
A name drivers can trust.
Especially good ones.
Especially great ones.
Cheers!
Oklahoma every night.
My honey lemon eye.
Sit alone and talk.
Watch a hawk.
Making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land. And the land we belong to is grand.
Oklahoma. Come see for yourself.
Until there's an accident rewind button, there's the next best thing, insurance from AAA.
Ingrid's has so many downright amazingly delicious things to choose from, but not that far from here in Oklahoma City's Plaza District sits a dessert case full of only one thing, pies. Barbara Mertz takes us to the Pie Junkie.
A simple sign with a simple message for a business that had a very simple start.
I think we just started with a few of your grandma's recipes and learning how to make crust from scratch and how to roll it out and handle it properly.
Oklahoma City moms Leslie and Darcy are the brains behind Pie Junkie.
We started with a small catering business about 4.5 years ago, doing some cooking classes as well. And then Leslie's friend at S&B Burger Joint asked for a pie to serve in his restaurant. And they were getting really busy and needed some help with dessert, so we took one pie up there.
And before they knew it, their pies were popular.
We quickly realized that pie was what was taking hold, and that was where the interest was on the part of our customers. So we have let go of the catering side of things and changed our name and became Pie Junkie.
When the time was right, they opened up shop in the city's revitalized Plaza District.
Everything about the Plaza District really, I think, fit with our model. We're just kind of eclectic and individual. I mean, it sounds cheesy, we're just really honored to be down here.
And now customers are calling.
And what can we get for you?
And coming in.
You usually can't go wrong with chocolate.
Craving the sweet.
This is peanut butter chocolate. It's decadent. You gotta really like peanut butter for this one. It's a graham crust chocolate ganache and a peanut butter mousse made with some Oklahoma peanut butter.
And the sour.
This is our macadamia key lime. This is the one that is the most popular. It's a graham cracker crust with macadamia nuts and then a tart lime filling.
Every pie crafted with care.
Everything here is homemade. And again, it's whipped cream and toasted coconut on top.
But if you think Pie Junkie's secret is sugar, think again.
Our philosophy on fruit pie is we really like the fruit to shine, so we try not to over sugar the fruit, and we try not to have the fruit be too glazed or gloppy.
Those seeking a single slice can always get served. But if you're after a whole pie, you've got to call ahead.
It was 676 pies out the door between Tuesday night and Wednesday at 6 p.m. the day before Thanksgiving.
And while the pies are divine, that's not all Darcy and Leslie hope you'll get out of a visit to Pie Junkie.
We just want you to come in, enjoy a nice piece of pie, a cup of coffee, relax for a few minutes. We're probably gonna chat with you because we're real chatty. Our kids might be here, so they might chat with you too. And I think we just want to be the little neighborhood pie shop.
Everything you need to know about the Pie Junkie is on their website. We've made it easy for you to find. Just log on to travelok.com and look for the Discover Oklahoma section.
Our next story highlights an Oklahoma pioneer. The story of a woman many call Oklahoma's greatest historian, Angie Debo, coming in.
And one of the best spots in southeastern Oklahoma to grab a cup of joe. It's all right here ahead on AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
I was sitting behind an SUV at a red stoplight, and I guess the light wasn't turning green fast enough for her, so she puts her SUV in reverse and backs right into my new car. I'd called her insurance several times and they had never heard of her.
We recommended that she go ahead and turn the claim in to AAA so that AAA claims adjusters could take care of her.
I paid my $500 deductible to get my car fixed, and I didn't ever expect to see that money again.
I didn't want her to have to be out $500 because it wasn't her fault. So that was the only question. A lot of times if there is no insurance coverage, it's hard to get the other party to pay up.
2 months later, I had a check in the mail from AAA for my $500. So when I had given up on it, they were still fighting to get my money back for me.
She said, "Guess what? I got a check in the mail." That was a good feeling for her, and it made me feel good too.
They've really shown me that if I ever have a problem, that they're gonna help me fix it.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. From an elementary school in Edmond named for her to a sculpture of her likeness outside the Stillwater Public Library, Angie Debo is known and beloved by many Oklahomans. Known as our state's greatest historian, she came here like so many others in a covered wagon. Our Shel Wagner tells us more about the life of this Oklahoma icon.
A school has been named after her, she's been memorialized in bronze, and she's known as Oklahoma's most important historian.
Of course, I'm talking about Angie Debo, the thoughtful writer who penned 13 books and hundreds of articles about Oklahoma and Native American history. She became a heroine in her own right after she thought to include Native American perspectives in her writings. Though she was born in Kansas in 1890, she came by covered wagon to Oklahoma Territory with her family when she was just 9 years old, and spent a lifetime helping the world to understand Oklahoma. Her dissertation, The Rise and Fall of the Choctaw Nation, was recognized as a pioneering work, the first time anyone had told this history and included a view from inside the tribe. Debo's next book was even more controversial, And Still the Waters Run detailed how Oklahoma's 5 civilized tribes were systematically deprived of the lands and resources granted to them by treaty. Though Angie Debo died in 1988, if you look closely, you can still catch glimpses of her, woven tightly into the fabric of our state, especially in the rural community of Marshall, now just a wink of a town, where her family settled and where she would live off and on throughout her lifetime. On a quiet lane, her house still stands. A new family now seeing the prairie skies through those same windows Angie opened so boldly through her writings. Fans of the courageous historian sometimes make a pilgrimage to this spot, where neighbors might happen by sharing stories of Angie's famous legacy.
She liked everybody. Yeah. She didn't have harsh word about anybody.
On a typical weekday morning, aside from the buzz of traffic at the Farmers Co-op, memories take up the bulk of the real estate in Marshall, especially whispers of Angie's only work of fiction, Prairie City, based on and embraced by this town. The state legislature commissioned artist Charles Banks Wilson to paint an official portrait of Debo, which graces the rotunda of the Oklahoma State Capitol. Debo's original papers, books, and literary rights are archived at Oklahoma State University and can be viewed by arrangement. And down the road, the Stillwater Public Library dedicated this bronze statue of Angie Debo, while over in the city of Edmond, a school has been named in her honor. These modern-day glimpses of a brave historian give me hope that as new generations discover the genius of our own Angie Debo, her words will continue to inspire truth and courage for as long as the waters run. Following Angie Debo in Marshall, Stillwater, Edmond, and Oklahoma City, I'm Shel Wagner.
All these sweet treats here at Ingrid's make you really thirsty for a good cup of coffee.
And you can get one here
right
too.
Here. Yeah.
But coming up, we're going to go to the Coffee Cup in Poteau. All that and more when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues.
He's been our insurance agent for the last 6 years, but the year before that, he was the best man at my wedding.
Asked him if I could quote his auto insurance, to which he said, yes, but you're going to have to beat the company I've been with for forever in order to get it.
I didn't think they'd be able to.
So I took the opportunity to quote it, and I know I was able to save him about $600 a year.
Man, I was just like, boom shakalaka, like, are you kidding me?
He actually said that on the phone, boom shakalaka.
You know, saving money with AAA means food on the table for my family. Even after he saved us tons of money, he's looked at our policy over the years and helped us make changes to save even more money without us asking.
We offer the best of both worlds. We have great customer satisfaction through the level of service that we provide, and combined with an amazingly low rate.
You know, as a parent and as a husband, having insurance is a safety net because life happens. I know that AAA is going to take care of us. I don't have to worry about it. AAA is going to be there. Levi's going to be there. They're going to take care of our needs.
Some of us run cattle ranches and construction crews. We run the kids to football practice and ballet class. We run out for late night dinners and away for the weekend. We run businesses, errands, households. We want what's best in the long run, never what's run-of-the-mill. The vehicle most of us choose to help us run our lives Ford F-Series. With one sold every 42 seconds. It's not only America's best-selling brand, it's America's best-selling brand 37 years running.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma makes this show possible and does a lot of other great stuff too. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Hi, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. According to the Better Business Bureau, auto repair tops the list of consumer complaints year after year. Unpredictable and notoriously expensive, car repairs can be scary if you don't know who to trust. AAA approved auto repair takes the scare out of car repairs. Our online AAA shop locator lets you access more than 8,000 approved auto repair facilities nationwide, all carefully investigated and monitored by AAA. Additionally, they provide our members with guaranteed written estimates, return of replacement parts, 12-month, 12,000-mile warranties, and free maintenance inspections. And if there's ever a dispute, AAA will be there to resolve the issue. With our unparalleled network of repair shops and guarantees, AAA gives you confidence and peace of mind that your repair will be done right and at the right price. To learn more, visit AAA.com.
AAA for the ones who matter most to you. In recent years, coffee has enjoyed a sort of renaissance.
And as coffee production has become a bit more sophisticated, more and more people have become very particular about finding that very special cup. Well, we're happy to report we found another destination for you. This one's in Poteau, and it's simply called the Coffee Cup. It all started where Tammy and Richard Johnson saw a need. It began when they would go on a date.
Well, we used to frequent coffee shops in Fort Smith, and we would go to dinner, go to a movie, you know, have a date night, and we would afterwards want to not go home right away, and we just always enjoyed going to coffee shops, and we just wanted one in our area.
And after sitting on the idea for about 2 years, they just decided to put in a coffee shop, but it's much more than that.
Our ideal going in was really to focus on coffee, but Poteau was really hungry for another lunch place. More than anything is lunch, you know, which we also, you know, we have some breakfast items and whatever. We carry a lunch menu over into dinner, but Poteau wanted another place to eat lunch.
And what is here now is a fun menu where each order is custom made.
If someone likes this, but they want a little extra of this and they don't want that, that's how we take our orders, every order.
And those orders are made up of a lot of different panini sandwiches, soups, and specialty salads.
We sell a lot of fresh cut salads. They're healthy, good alternatives. We have regulars that we know exactly how they want their salad for, and I mean that's a big item that we sell every day. Our turkey pesto is very popular. It's kind of a unique sandwich, and it's one of our big sellers.
But let's not forget what the overall big seller is, what the original concept of the restaurant was, and that's to serve a first-rate cup of coffee.
We didn't want to have just another run-of-the-mill, ordinary coffee shop that didn't have quality coffee beans, basically.
Tammy and Richard did extensive research on coffee, attended festivals, and hired a world-renowned coffee roaster named Tracy Allen. And the baristas here have all taken classes and are certified. And one of the most impressive elements of the coffee shop is just how seriously they take a cup of joe. They have their own brew bar, which can highlight different ways of getting that special cup of coffee, probably unlike any you may have had before. And like so many things in life, sometimes you just have to be patient to get that extra special something in return. Such is the case when you get one of these cups of coffee.
Wow. That's really impressive.
It's fun to see how tangible everything is in coffee, and watching your cup being prepared in front of you is almost a small detailed performance. It takes a few minutes, but it's well worth it.
We've done coffee tastings and done different things here, you know, to open to the public and have them come in and actually see the difference, to be able to taste coffees from half a dozen different countries.
And you can find that worldly, delicious coffee right here in Poteau, Oklahoma, along with some tasty items you can find on the Coffee Cup's quality menu.
Next week on Discover Oklahoma, we're talking spring break. Come along with us as we guide you to the ultimate staycation right here in Oklahoma and show you why you don't have to leave our state to make great spring break memories. Thanks to the folks here at Ingrid's in Oklahoma City for hosting us this week, and I think it's about
it's about that time.
Yep, that's not going to be here much longer.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.
Now I'm going to dive in. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Production vehicle provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.